A good evening, this is Nerd the Human, and welcome to this AI time-lapse of Medieval 2 Total War. And you join us outside Trebizond, where the Timurids are just about holding on. And quite often on these time-lapses, we do see the Timurids absolutely destroy the map. And indeed, on this occasion they did for a little while, but yeah, the Turks came back. The Turks with only one settlement at one stage, but after losing to the Mongols and seeing the Timurids take over, they eventually fought back to claim much of the Middle East. So a pretty decent comeback there from the Turks. Likewise in the north, actually, the Mongols took over much of the strong Russian territories, and the Russians did eventually claim much of it back before late game Venice turned up. And I will say, vanilla or any of my other little mods, Venice do seem to do very well the later the game goes on. They certainly have some strong late game troops. That does seem to come to fruition. The likes of the Papal States, bit of a flamboyant one really. Sometimes they do very well. On this occasion, just sticking to Italy and the likes of Portugal. Yeah, often do quite well at the end as well. The likes of France dropping off right at the end. The evil axis of Sicily and Milan, and not making it, thankfully, for every one of us who still lives in this damned world. As for what's different about vanilla to perhaps what I normally play, well, of course, the passive bug that I sorted out on an earlier guide video. There'll be a link at the top here if you're interested in it. Yeah, that kind of stops the AI sending stupidly small armies to go and take over, particularly rebel settlements. It did take a while. There's about 150, 200 turns before the likes of Dublin, Inverness and Stockholm. I think they were some of the later ones to go. It did take a little while, but I suppose when you play around 500 turns, that doesn't necessarily matter too much in the long term. That's more of a bug, which I suppose makes a big difference to the player. As you can see here, England and the Holy Roman Empire with decent amount of empires towards the end of the game. But who's the winner today? I would have to say it looks like Venice, doesn't it? It does look awfully like Venice. Let's have a quick look at the top 5 factions, shall we? Where are we? Top 5 factions. Yeah, Venice are miles ahead on production right now. Military equal with the Papal States, and overall, yes, very much a victory to the Venetians once again. Although the Portuguese, I thought it might be Portuguese actually who were high up there. Yeah, the Portuguese and the Venetians pretty close at the end, but it's a slight victory for the likes of Venice. So whether it's vanilla or one of our mods, these two I feel like are fairly consistently strong. So do let me know which kind of mods you'd like to see, or what little changes you'd like to see us play with the time-lapse in future. I've got lots of ideas for various bits and pieces, but it will be interesting to play the vanilla on this particular occasion. Maybe we can have a nice contrast next time. Do let me know in the comments below how your faction did, and any ideas you've got for future time-lapses. We'll definitely be doing these once a month at least. I think maybe the first Friday of every month we'll have a time-lapse. And who knows, maybe I'll do some more, but I'll try and make it at least once a month, and hopefully you'll join me for that. But for now, I will leave you. I'm Dice, this is Nerd the Human, and this has been an AI-only time-lapse for Vanilla Medieval 2 Total War. Thank you, and bye-bye. Today we're going to go for particularly aggressive diplomacy. Oh yes, it worked. Kablamo! You were always going to die, Steve. Oh! My feudal knights! My crispy, crispy feudal knights. The ram's burning. Right at the death.